And I'll sit next to Jamie there.
Is that all right, George?
Yeah,
Yeah.
rock and roll.
George, and there's
Are we doing this one too?
Yeah.
Might as well get it back up. I don't know how much battery's on it, but we may as well.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't want to lose it. Hang on, just
They
get.
did have two.
So has everyone got 3 copies?
Okay, that's started, Jackie, so you're all right to go in here already.
That's yours.
Thank you.
Okay.
I've got my pen
Is that you?
there. Yeah, thank you.
And then, I'll just got this. Okay, so I'm just going to edit it out. Okay, good afternoon everyone. We're finally the last person today. That's me. My name is Shaki. I'm a trainer. Tell you a little bit about me and then we'll get started. I've worked in mental health for the last 11 years. Last year I worked pretty much full time on the 1-800-RESPECT phone line. I don't know if you guys have heard of that number before. Free service to anyone impacted by domestic violence or sexual abuse. I also currently work, I don't work for 1-800-RESPECT anymore, but I work on Men's Line, which is a lifeline number 24/7. Anyone can ring up pretty much if they identify as being male or they've got concerns for a male. I want to, sorry, I want to pay my respects to the Indigenous First Nations people of the land we meet on today. I want to pay my respects to their past, present and emerging. I also want to pay respects to the people in Warrnambool, where I wrote these lesson plans, I went through this stuff at home, and it was and always will be their land. Just talk a little bit about safety. So if the alarm goes off, we're going to follow the instructions. We're all meeting across the road in Faraday Street. There's toilets if you need to take a break during this session, that's okay, we're all out. Just get up whenever you need to. So we're going to do a little activity first. I just thought I'll have a bit of a warm up before we start the 3 sessions on trauma-informed care. Has anyone ever done the A to Z of gratefulness? Gratefulness? No, you haven't. Have you heard of it or not?
Yeah,
Yeah, what do you know about it?
very little.
Very little, I'll teach you.
Yeah, I've just heard it before.
So I also do a little, like I said, I worked in mental health for 11 years. And one of the things that we often teach people is to be grateful for the things that they've got. So I'm going to come up, it's called the A to Z of gratefulness. So between the 5 of us, we're going to come up with something we are grateful for each hour. So I'm going to start mine with F for food. Just right over. Yep.
Ben, my husband.
Yeah, your husband. Yeah. Cool.
Carmel.
Carlo.
Carmel. C-A-R-M-E-L.
Carlo. Yeah.
Family.
Sorry.
We're
Oh,
about
that,
food.
I've got an F, sorry.
Yeah, we've already got F.
That's right, food,
Yeah.
same thing.
I can write family as
Oh,
well.
no, sorry, I didn't.
That's all right. Keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah. What would we do with that?
Health.
Health.
Grandkids.
Grandkids. Great. Where's G?
Soccer.
Soccer. You guys are pros at this. I'm surprised you haven't done it before.
Trees.
Trees. Yep.
Variety.
Karate.
Not variety.
Variety.
That's a nice little
Keep going. We're back in letters.
Water.
Water. Yeah, that's a good one.
Energy.
Energy. Energy. Yeah. I really like yo-yos. You know the biscuits?
Oh,
Love those.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Optometrists.
Oh, yeah.
Sure. Bless you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Plants.
Plants. That's a good one.
Plants.
Yep. I really like quiet.
Nurses.
Nurses, yeah. My mum's a nurse.
Music.
Music? Everyone.
Zoos.
Zoos, yeah.
Oh, I think of a Z.
Yeah, everyone got
Zoos.
That's a good one.
Oh.
It's raining outside, an umbrella.
Yeah.
I'll be grateful for that when it
Can we
comes.
brain and then
everything.
we'll do the growth.
Good one.
Good one. Now a few.
All right.
Okay.
Um,
I like jokes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I like the joke. We've got a couple more letters to go.
Love.
Love. Good
Yes.
one. I
dogs.
dogs. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes, I have a dog. I'm addicted to my dog. I miss him already. So we've got K and X. X
And
is
I.
and I. Miss I. Yeah.
My daughter's speaking here, ice.
Ice.
She
Okay.
takes all the ice from the fridge.
Okay. Not like the
There's none
drug.
left.
Ice. Maybe we're ice cubes. Are they cubes, Josh?
Yeah, the better
Ice
the
cubes,
kids.
yeah.
Yeah.
Please put that in.
Yeah. K.
I hope that's anything that ice she ever gets involved in.
Kids.
Kids. Yeah.
Yes.
My kids.
Okay, I let often when I do this in mental health, I let the guys cheat, and I put X as excitement. 'Cause when you say excitement, you don't actually say
Yeah,
it.
that's valid.
Yeah,
That works.
yeah.
That works. Yeah. That's awesome.
I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll have to do that with
Okay.
Get some
my
money down.
students. I
Risotto.
like that.
Okay. So
Maybe
our
they
topic,
food.
our topic is trauma. What does that like? What does that mean? We've got a couple of people. We've got aged care in the room. We've got optometrists. What does trauma actually mean?
Or personal or post-traumatic trauma.
Yeah. So there's different in our next.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to get to that. Yeah, but there's, I'll put PTSD.
Mm.
Yeah. Does everybody know what PTSD stands for?
Yeah.
Does everybody want to know what CPTS stands for?
No.
Complex
Okay.
post-traumatic. Yeah. Okay. What else do we know about trauma? What does it look like when someone experiences trauma?
I think it looks different for everyone, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's-
Yeah.
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 Depends on the level of trauma,
Yeah.
I guess. Whether
Yeah.
it's emotional, physical.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Emotional. Yeah.
Broken.
Yeah.
Broken.
Hang on.
Yeah.
Broken.
Sustained trauma.
What's it? Oh, sorry.
Cumulative or sustained trauma.
Yeah, sustain, yeah. What about, has anyone heard of generational trauma?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes,
what,
yes.
what's that mean when someone says generational trauma?
Oh, being passed down, I guess, from generation to generation.
Generations.
So
Yeah.
something
The
that.
circumstances and their circumstances passed through generation to
Ongoing,
generation.
Yeah, yeah,
There's
so,
multiple factors.
yeah.
Disability.
So you guys probably, the certificate 4 and the diploma of community services have a unit on working with people that are Indigenous, and we talk a lot about generational trauma and from the stolen generation. So we won't touch on it too much in the trauma sessions today. We're just a heads up that it's in the course. Yeah, what else can we write? What does it look like physically when you see someone with trauma, who's experiencing trauma?
Maybe closed down.
Yeah, fear. What was that, Marissa?
That they appear to be shut down.
Yeah, yeah. You don't see.
Or physical disease because of the sustained trauma.
Yeah, yeah,
Mental disease.
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah. Physical and mental.
Physical and mental.
Yeah.
Decreased immunity.
Addiction.
Yeah, addiction. Yeah,
That's a good one.
that's a really good one.
Um,
Mm. Okay, so I'm just going to write here. We talked a little bit on post-traumatic stress, but there's 4 main types of trauma. There's acute. What would be an acute traumatic incident?
Car accident.
Yeah, yeah. So it's like a single incident, like an accident or an assault. So in the industry, sometimes we write SA between sexual assault.
People who witnessed, for example, the Lynn massacre or the Bondi Beach
Yeah.
massacre, anything like that.
Yeah, yeah. So just write terror. Yeah, so with domestic violence, the reason that it's chronic is because it's repetitive. So to be diagnosed, like to say someone's experiencing domestic violence, it has to be a pattern of abuse. It can't just be one episode, it has to be a pattern. So therefore, that's a chronic and prolonged. Yeah. And then we talked a little bit, I said before with the PTSD and the CPTSD, what sort of things would make it complex?
Or combination of generational and domestic violence.
Yeah, so like a combination. That's a good one, George. Yeah, cool. Anything else? No. And then the last one. I can't spell. I'm not a good speller. Something I need to work on. Okay, and then we have intergenerational systemic trauma, and I was saying too with the stolen generation of Indigenous people, but can also be like racism or colonisation or any kind of oppression. Okay, I've got I'm just going to tick off the ones that we do so everyone knows where we're at.
Yeah.
Nice. Is that alright with everyone?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've done our safety, we've done our AFG, we've brainstormed trauma, and we've talked about trauma. In your little handout, I have 3 pieces of paper for you all, one's for each class.
Okay.
I was wondering if I could have a volunteer to read the first paragraph. Yeah, thanks, George.
Sarah's a 32-year-old single mother of 2 children aged 6 and 9. She recently moved into transitional housing after leaving a 7-year relationship involving domestic and family violence.
Yeah.
She has been referred to your community service for support with parenting, emotional well-being and housing stability.
Great.
Sarah reports on
Yeah,
sorry, sorry.
That's okay, we'll just give someone else a chance. I want to share all the reading with all you guys.
Oh, so
Yeah.
Okay. Sarah reports ongoing anxiety, difficulty sleeping and feeling constantly on edge. Loud noises or raised voices make her visibly distressed. During appointments, she avoids eye contact, appears tearful when discussing her past and frequently checks her phone and surroundings. She has difficulty concentrating when given too much information. Sarah has expressed feelings of guilt, stating it was my fault for staying. She attended her first 2 appointments but cancelled a third without explanation. The school has contacted Sarah to report that her eldest child has been withdrawn and often appears tired in class.
Yeah, so with the domestic violence, sometimes we overlook, like we see the women, sometimes we'll see the women being abused and they'll be physically abused by their perpetrator. And people think, oh, that's not the kids, but sometimes if the kids see that, that's still domestic violence and that's still having an impact on the kids. And you'll learn in other units in their course as well that you have a mandatory reporting for social workers and people that work in the community services. And something like watching someone being abused physically is definitely something that you could call up after hours or during it. You could call up child protection, and anyone can ring child protection if they have a risk for a child as well. I think, just side note, Victoria has a pretty good child protection system. Some of the other states they have different requirements on what child abuse is, but they also have different levels of staffing and how quickly they answer the phone. We're very lucky in Victoria. I rang child protection the other day at work, it took 10 minutes. Like it's quite good. We're quite lucky. We've got quite a good system. And I'll pay a lot of respects to the people that work in child protection, which would be a job if you completed your diploma. That would be a job that you could start entry level as well. But we're talking about trauma. I get distracted sometimes. So I've got some questions. What traumatic event or events did the individual experience in this case study?
Family violence,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
domestic.
Any other trauma?
Or leaving a 7-year relationship.
Yeah. So they've got a domestic. So what type of trauma is domestic violence?
Yes.
Yes, chronic.
Yeah.
Great. What emotional, cognitive, and behavioural responses did the person show after the trauma? Anthony, can I hear from you?
Anxiety,
Yeah.
difficulty sleeping,
Yeah.
feeling constantly on edge.
Yeah. And what about the kid?
Or withdrawn and tired.
Withdrawn
Yeah. Yeah.
and tired.
So, just another side note, when you bring child protection, one of the things they'll ask is how has this impacted the child? So if we say the child's become withdrawal and appears tired in class, that would be, yeah. Are there any signs of acute stress disorder or long-term trauma responses?
Sarah expressed feelings of guilt.
Yeah.
Stating it was my fault for staying.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she's obviously hung in there for quite a while.
Yeah.
Before she's
She's-
finally got out.
Yeah. Cool. So in this case study that you're the service for Sarah and her child, what could you do to help Sarah? Like what sort of things could you teach Sarah?
There's some sort of counselling and
Yeah.
psychological support to address that.
Yeah, so you could give her the 1-800-RESPECT number. That's something that you could give Sarah, something like that. You can also, each state also has a DV line as well that provides practical things because she's just left the relationship. She might need some help with some
And
practical.
support services for her and her child.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. What coping strategy does the individual appear to be using? Let's say.
I think she's obviously turning to her phone for distraction. So
Yeah.
she's trying to distract herself from whatever is making her uncomfortable.
Yeah. What sort of coping strategies do you think would be good and not good for?
Well, it's better the phone, but the phone on a scale, better phone than addiction, or
Yeah,
That's true.
yeah,
but still,
yeah. Unfortunately, a lot of people who experience trauma, they'll like self-medicate with drugs and alcohol. It's very that's why it's complex. Yeah. Okay. How might the trauma affect the individual's memory or perception of the event?
I think the more you talk about it, even over time, I think it's a bit like Chinese whispers. I think
Yeah.
you sort of say it out loud the first time when it's clear and new,
Yeah.
but by the time you've talked about it with 20 people or whatever,
Yeah.
2-3 years down the track,
Yeah.
I think your memory sort of changes a little bit.
you can mutate the memory.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think sometimes you want it to sound not as bad if you're talking to somebody that you're a bit embarrassed because of that sort of situation.
Yeah.
Quite often you take that on as
Yeah.
your problem and your fault.
Yeah.
So I think you would change the way you told the story.
Yeah.
And that would definitely change your memory and your perception of what actually happened in the beginning.
Yeah. So when I went to 1-800-RESPECT, people could give their name or they could say anonymous. One of the reasons we encourage people to give their name is because we can write what's happening for them at that time. And then if they call again, they don't have to repeat their story. So trauma informed can be little things like that. It makes a huge difference. But I also think that when I went to 1-800-RESPECT and they said that you could be anonymous, that's really empowering for some people too because they're not quite ready
To say.
yeah.
It's embarrassing.
Yeah.
A lot of people would
And a lot of people blame themselves as well. Yeah. It's really tough.
absolutely.
Yeah, okay. So how could we approach working with Sarah?
I think being a woman, this is probably very presumptuous, but women tend to process things by sharing and talking. Men tend to shut down, but women like to talk it out.
Yeah.
So I think one of the first things in the process would be just to be really good listener.
Yeah.
Just let her know that
Yeah. Yeah, and we learned about active listening in George's
Yeah.
presentation too. Yeah. Yeah. Kim, what else could you do? Like if you were working with Sarah, what else could you help her with?
Looking after the kids,
Yeah, strategies for looking after kids.
distracting
Support.
the kids to give her some time to process and do what she needs to do.
Yeah.
So maybe just spending time with the kids so that she
Yeah.
gets to be her instead of a mum.
Yeah. So I just want to touch on what you said before because I just got a really good point about that. You were saying that sometimes talking it out can be really helpful, not to be negative, but on 1-800 respect, all the counsellors are female.
Listen.
There's no male counsellors on 1-800 respect. They're all female.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, you cannot work for that. You can work for them, but you can't take the calls unless you're female.
We have to be female.
You have to be female.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
That is interesting.
yeah. But that's a 1-800 respect. Other services do other things.
Did you have a lot of men ringing through that?
I had,
wouldn't
so,
have thought there'd be a
yeah.
lot.
So I probably had 90% women.
Yeah.
Sometimes I have people would ring up and they would be the perpetrator and we would direct them to men's line, the one that I work for at the moment. Sometimes people in same-sex relationships would ring up as well. Sometimes people would ring up, they're a man and they're concerned about their daughter or they're concerned for someone as well. So sometimes, yeah.
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 Interesting.
The other thing too, that says that the child is coming withdrawn and of it appears tired in class. What could help the kid? What do you reckon would be helpful for the kid?
Well, maybe the counselling at the school itself can be aware of it.
Yeah,
Will context their behaviour so they don't think they're acting out.
yeah,
Because
yeah,
you could misconstrue as being acting out.
yeah,
6 and 9, they're tough ages.
yeah, really tough, yeah. Starting to kind of get that word around you. I like George's point about counsellors.
You put in the school in the loop, what's
Yeah.
happening in the family.
Like the school's great. I reckon school's great. But I really like Kids Helpline. One of the things with Kids Helpline is that you can have ongoing sessions with someone on the phone. They do web chat, they do telephone, they do email, and they do video. So they, and a 24-hour number like
What
1-800.
age group? Is
So-
that kids help on help
I'm pretty sure it's just under 18.
under 18?
Yeah,
So teenagers up to 18.
yeah. So you could refer the kids to that. The other thing that you could do for the kids too is if Sarah was up to it, you could put in a report for child protection. And a lot of people will think, oh, it's a really bad thing, they're dogging on me, they're going to take my kids. But they actually come in and they give resources to families to help families to stop them being, so they don't have to go into care. They do prevention and they try and help people before they take away their kids. And I think it's important that when you're in this industry that you tell, if you're going to be honest, you're going to say, look, I'm going to tell child protection. And then they'll throw resources at the family to sort of support the family as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I think child protection's got a very negative
Connotations.
connotations
Yeah.
behind it.
Yeah.
Maybe it's changed now, but it certainly did years ago.
Yeah.
Sort of having-
And it's sort of a cultural thing too. Like when they had the stolen generation, they really believed that they were doing the right thing, but no. No.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay. What's my time?
7 to go.
7 minutes to go. Okay. Does anyone have any questions?
How do you deal with doing this kind of work and not, like, how do you deal with it not affecting you?
Yeah.
I've got, sharing probably a little too much, but I've got a domestic violence background personally.
Yeah.
And I've always thought, because I've had the experience, I'd love to do that, but
Yeah.
emotionally, I'd be hopeless.
Yeah. So I didn't touch on that. When I went up the types of trauma, I forgot the vicarious trauma, which is when you take on other people's load and you really feel for them, like you have.
I'm a huge empath. I
Yeah.
cry if somebody falls down. I'll pick them up and then cry for them.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yes. So yeah, I don't know how you would deal with this. I mean, if I had a Sarah on the phone to me, I just want to fix it. I just want to
Yeah.
go there and cuddle her and hold her
Yeah.
and put it all back together and make it all good.
Yeah. So when I worked on the hotline for 1-800 Respect, we do like a risk assessment, And then we do like a safety plan. So the idea is you can keep the women as safe, or the people experiencing violence as safe as possible. And one of the really great things about the line when I went on is they had this thing called the CSL, which was the clinical support lead, and you could bring them anytime. If you woke up 2 o'clock in the morning and you're thinking about Sarah, if you ring them up, you can have a chat with them.
Yeah.
The other great thing that they do this on Men's Line, and I'm pretty sure a lot of the hotlines they do this, they have people that can tap into the call.
Yeah.
So if you're on the call with Sarah and you're like, oh, I don't know what to do, yeah, you can send them a message and they'll just listen.
Jump in.
And then they can say, this is what you
Try
do.
this.
Try this, try this,
Yeah.
try this.
Yeah.
So I think if you're doing the diploma and you finish and you've done the trauma informed unit and you get a job in domestic violence, use the resources, use the staff that you've got, debrief. Debriefing is so important for not taking on so much trauma. Just to tell someone, this is what happened, this is what I did. I hope she's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah. George.
Nice, good.
Yeah, debrief. I imagine police officers and ambulance drivers must have the same
Yeah.
issues.
Paramedics.
Walk away and
Yeah.
have the debrief.
Emergency doctors.
Yeah.
We had it on the COVID line. I worked on the COVID line all through
Oh
COVID.
yeah. Did you have someone that could listen in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah. It's
No.
good. Isn't it?
Yes, I was.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah.
It's really good.
But yeah, I don't know how I would handle that myself. I think I'd be the next one on your call line
Yeah.
asking for help.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
This is awesome.
Sorry, George, is that close enough?
4 minutes 10 to go.
Okay. Any other, one more question and then we can
That's all.
then we can do the next one. Anything really.
What bits of trauma? Goodness me.
Do you have much trauma? Do ever your residents have much trauma? Jamie?
Yeah, absolutely. It's more around the trauma of, especially if the family has decided that they're going into aged care and they think that they're quite okay, but the daughter might decide one day, I've looked after mum and dad for 2 years, I want a life, I'm done. And next thing you know, mum and dad are like, here's your suitcase, this is where you're living now.
Yeah.
And some of them, go into complete, just total depression, shutdown, suicidal attempts, all sorts of things.
Yeah.
And we're talking like 90, 100-year-old people trying to slip their wrists to the floor
That's awful.
at dinner tables, not understanding,
Yeah.
are they coming back? And then the family thinking they're doing the right thing.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll come and visit you, and then they don't come back.
Oh.
And have families that'll just go,
Oh,
here's mum and dad, I'm off on a holiday, see you when I get back.
Oh, that's very sad.
So yeah, the elderly suffer from depression
Yeah.
quite heavily.
Yeah. So one of the principles, we're going to talk about next session, the 6 principles of trauma informed care. But one of the principles is choice. So giving people a choice. So when I was on the hotline, I wouldn't say this is what you need to do. I'd say I'm wondering if you've tried this, or I'm wondering if it's helpful if I give you the number for the local service, or I wonder if that's helpful rather than just saying this is it, or I'm the best.
Did you get people ringing you and just saying, like the Sarahs,
Yeah.
this is me, I've got these kids, tell me what to do? Like, do you get people that want you to fix it? Like
Yeah,
them
sometimes.
there?
Yeah. And I just say,
Like,
look,
I don't want to ring anyone else, I don't want to go into counselling, just
Yeah.
tell me what I should do. Like, I can imagine that would be
Yeah.
when
Yeah.
you're under stress.
That's what you.
Especially if it's something that's not just you. So in this scenario, it's her, but she's also got the 2 kids. So
yeah.
I would think from a mother's point of view, I would ring somebody and go, what do I do with my kids? Like, that would be my primary
Yeah.
concern.
So there's a payment in Australia, it's called the escape and violence payment. I don't know. It's called the escape and violence payment. It's a $5,000 payment. Some of it's in, I think $1,500 is in cash and the rest is in vouchers. So with Sarah, and she's just left a relationship, that might be really helpful for her. And you wouldn't say this is what you need to do, I'd just say, would it be helpful if I gave you the number for this? Or it sounds to me like, just acknowledging, it sounds to me like this is what's troubling, this is what's going on for you at the moment, would this number or this number be helpful?
Give them choices.
Yeah, give them a few choices.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. Is that a new thing, that payout?
I've never heard of it.
It's been around for a while. It recently, it used to be It's actually run by Telstra Health. It used to be run by someone else. It's been around for a while. Yeah.
But in order to get that payment, do you have to sort of, hold hard work and jump in
Yeah.
hoops and
But they've got stuff that help
you?
Yeah, and the thing too is, from my experience, people get that payment relatively
Do
quickly.
they?
So once all the payment stuff, like once all the paperwork, and there's people that help with the paperwork.
Because I suppose they have to justify the people receiving information that it's legit.
Yeah,
But it'd
yeah,
have to be a quick turnaround, because if you're in
Yeah,
a domestic
that's
violence
fine.
situation,
Yeah.
it can be one day to the next, because
Yeah.
it's life or
People
death.
abusing the
yeah,
system.
yeah,
Yeah, that's awesome.
cool. Time, Georgia.
5 seconds.
Nailed
Oh,
it.
well done.
Okay, cool.
Excellent. Well, that was good.
Let me rub out the board. Oh, you should index.
Do you want me to?
Yeah, thanks.
Oh, you
Thank you. How was that?
Oh, I've also got,
Yeah.
I've also got the,
That was so interesting, Jackie.
Oh, thank you.
It's not something we
I
normally
get really excited.
discuss.
I get really
It's not,
excited
it's
about
not a topic that you, amongst friends and stuff, you really, unless you know somebody that's dealing with it.
Yeah, the reason I started to do training and assessment is because I really love what I do,
Yeah,
and all other people love too.
yeah.
Yeah.